afternoon, NFL Nation. Welcome to the GGet Show. Today we're talking about Xavien Howard and 5 potential landing spots for him. Before we get started, please hit the subscribe button if you are new. Drop this video a like if you end up enjoying, and follow me on social media, Jude_Jets on Instagram and Twitter. Alright, let's get it. When you think about teams who desperately need cornerback help, you should think of the Dallas Cowboys. Trevon Diggs and Kelvin Joseph are the duo they're rocking with right now, and while the two have a lot of potential, can even end up becoming one of the best cornerback duos in the NFL, they have a lot of flaws, and if they don't receive proper coaching, they are going to become bust. And with the NFC East being completely wide open, the Dallas Cowboys could take control of it, but they're just being held back by one thing: not having at least one solid cornerback. So this is why I think they are going to be interested in trading for Xavien Howard. So what could a potential trade between the Dolphins and the Cowboys look like? I'm thinking the Dallas Cowboys send Michael Gallup and a second-round pick to the Dolphins in return for Xavien Howard. The Dolphins don't have a bad receiving room, but they could use a consistent force like Michael Gallup in it. I mean, Will Fuller has never played a full 16-game season, Devontae Parker is not his old self, and fast receivers like Jalen Waddle tend to A, get injured all the time, and B, not have good NFL careers. So having a consistent force in the room like Michael Gallup could be very useful for the Dolphins, and I could see this trade happening 100%. The Cardinals, like the Cowboys, are another team who desperately need help at the cornerback position. Patrick Peterson left them this offseason for the Vikings, and while they did replace him with Malcolm Butler, we all know he's not the same self. And if you look at the Cardinals' other starting cornerback, his name is Robert Alford. I've never heard of him in my life at all. And if the Cardinals want to make a playoff push this offseason, they should consider adding Howard. Because if you look at those receivers in the NFC West, it's very scary. The Seahawks have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. The 49ers have George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk. And the Rams have Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. And unlike the rest of the teams in the NFC West, the Cardinals don't have cornerbacks to cover those guys. So if they want to make a playoff push this offseason, they should consider trading for star cornerback Xavien Howard. Bleacher Report has a trade package between the Dolphins and the Cardinals looking like this. So the Cardinals send Jordan Hicks, a 2022 second and 5th round pick, to the Dolphins in return for Xavien Howard. Now, Hicks is a pretty solid linebacker, but won't get much playing time this season because of Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins being in his way. And the Dolphins need a linebacker, so it's just a pretty smart move. And they would also probably welcome that extra draft capital. I think it's a pretty fair trade, and I could definitely see it happen. The Saints do have Marshon Lattimore, who's 25 years old and one of the better starting cornerbacks in the NFL. But he's also in the last year of his deal, was recently arrested, and has had a lot of injuries in the past that have caused him to miss a lot of time. And because of those reasons, the Saints probably don't want to re-sign him. And if you're going to get rid of a star corner, why not replace him with another one? So what could a trade package between the Dolphins and the Saints potentially look like? One of the more popular trade packages has been the Saints sending Alvin Kamara and future picks to the Dolphins in exchange for Xavien Howard and more future picks, but because the Saints recently signed Kamara to a long-term deal, I doubt this one happens. You could also go with Bleacher Report's proposed trade plan, which is literally the Saints sending the Dolphins a first-round pick in return for Howard. I mean, the Dolphins did say they want a first-round pick in exchange for Howard, so there you go. But if I were the Dolphins, I would really consider this trade package. The Saints sending you Marshon Lattimore and a second-round pick in 2022 in exchange for Xavien Howard and a 5th-round pick in 2022. I mean, yeah, I could see why the Dolphins would not accept this trade because Lattimore does have his fair share of problems. But if he can clean up his act, this could really be a fair trade. But if he doesn't clean up his act, you could always draft your next star cornerback in the second round. I mean, they drafted Howard in that round, so hey, anything's possible. Last season, the Eagles traded for Darius Slay and thought they slayed all the issues at cornerback with the move, but as we saw last season, they still got issues, which is why I definitely think they're interested in trading for cornerback Xavien Howard. So what are some potential trade packages between the two sides? So Bleacher Report suggests the Dolphins trade the Eagles' Xavien Howard in exchange for Zach Ertz and a 2022 second-round pick. Yes, the Dolphins do have Mike Gesicki, but they also have a struggling second-year quarterback who could use all the help he gets, which is why I think this move could actually work. You could also draft Tua, an extra weapon, or an extra offensive lineman with that second-round pick, so it's definitely a fair trade for both sides. At cornerback, the Browns have Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, Greg Newsome, and Troy Hill. And while it doesn't seem like that bad of a group, you have to look into it a little bit more. Greg Newsome's a rookie, and I'm sure he's going to be fine, but you never know. Greedy Williams has had a ton of injuries in his NFL career, and who knows if he's ever going to get healthy. And besides this past season, Troy Hill hasn't done much in the NFL. And so everyone could turn out to not be great players, and they could just be stuck with Denzel Ward. And we know the Browns are interested in building a super team, which is why I think they're going to try to trade for Xavien Howard. So what could a potential trade between the two teams look like? Well, Bleacher Report suggests that the Browns trade a 2022 second and fourth round pick with Greedy Williams to the Dolphins in exchange for Howard. I mean, the Dolphins could use one of those picks to draft, you know, their next star cornerback, and Williams could always turn out to be a good player, so a fair deal for both sides. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. If you ended up enjoying, let me know by hitting the subscribe and like button. Check me out on social medias, Jude_Jets on Instagram and Twitter, and comment down below where you think Xavien Howard lands. I'm your host, Jude, signing off for now. See you later.